one thing my mother used to drill in our heads was make sure you are able to get along with others. Make sure you're able to respect other people. I think I've carried that all through my life.
Singer, songwriter Barry White. Today on Now I've Heard Everything, I'm Bill Thompson. How is it possible for one song, a single song, played on the radio one night, to change the entire course of someone's life? I'm talking about Barry White, the multiple Grammy Award-winning, multiple gold and platinum record Barry White, the singer-songwriter whose work helped define the 1970s and beyond. He's one of the best-selling artists of all time. But his career almost ended before it started, because as a teenager, growing up in Los Angeles, he fell in with the wrong crowd, wound up in jail for theft. Now that's where the song on the radio story comes in, as he tells in his 1999 memoir called Love Unlimited. Now, when that book came out, his publisher gave me a few minutes to talk with him on the phone from his home in Los Angeles. In just a moment, our conversation.
We're about to take a step back and listen to an iconic voice from our recent past. It's one of over 10,000 interviews noted radio personality Bill Thompson did over a 30-year span. We think you'll enjoy it.
So here now, from 1999, Barry White.
Why did you decide to write this book?
Well, people have been asking me for years and years to do a book, and I just didn't feel it was time. And last year I felt that it was time for me to do a book.
Did it feel right to finally tell the whole story of your life?
Yes, it does.
You're a Virgo child.
That's right. That is right.
In the interest of full disclosure, I have to tell you I'm an Aquarius myself, so
Okay.
I don't know how that fits into the scheme of things.
That's a good sign.
Is it really?
Yes.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Well, you say early on in the book that your music has a definite appeal that helps put people in the mood for romance.
Yes.
Is that something you set out to do purposely?
No, it just happened. That's the combinations of my sounds, of the way I record, of the way I use my instrumentation, the way I arrange music. That's what did that.
You are you the guru of love?
No, I'm not. No, Jesus. No.
But still, it must be very, very heartwarming when people come up to you on the street and tell you that all the things that have happened to them romantically because of you.
It is. It's very nice compliments, and I appreciate them. I'm glad that I am able to do something in life that contributes so much life to people, and music does that.
How early in your life did you know that music was going to be a major part of your life?
I knew it at 16 years old.
Now, this was after you got out of jail.
That's right. That's right.
Actually, one of the most dramatic moments in your book is, as you say, that Wednesday night
That's right.
in May of 1960. Tell us about what happened that night.
Well, I was, getting ready to lay down and go to sleep that night, and every night we had the radio on. They just kept the radio on within the dorm in juvenile hall. And I'm laying there thinking about my life and how miserable I am in there, and what can I do to change the way I think and the way I'm living. And I said to myself, man, I got to stop this. I really got to cut this gang banging out. I got to do this. And right in the middle of that statement, a song came on the radio, a song that I'd heard many times because it was a hit song, But this night, it really had a profound effect on my life. And it said, it's now or never. It was by Elvis Presley. And I said, that's right, that's my life. It's now or never. And I made the commitment and the commitment that once I got out of jail, I was going to turn my life around. And I did.
Now, did you know at that point on that day that part of turning your life around was going to be dropping out of school and going to Hollywood?
I had no idea what it meant. All I knew is I was going to make a change.
That takes a lot of courage, though, to not only to make the change, but then to say, Mom, I'm dropping out of school.
Yeah. Well, I was at a point where I had to do something because I knew where I was heading. And if I didn't change my life, I would have ended up just like my brother.
He didn't have music to rescue him?
Yeah, he had music, but he didn't want music. He could sing, he could do things, but he was happy in the crime world. And I knew the crime world didn't get you much of nothing.
But your mother was not at all happy that you were dropping out of school, though.
Oh, no, she was very, very sad. In fact, that's the hardest I've ever heard my mother cry. I'd heard her cry many times, but that was, when I told her I was dropping out of school, that almost killed her.
But she must have known, as you found out, that it's not easy to make it in show business. It's a lot harder than it looks.
Took me 11 and a half years.
11 and a half year overnight success, right?
That's right.
There must have been times along the way when you thought, what in the world am I doing? What was I thinking?
There was those times when I was saying, that it didn't look like, well, it looked like I was making progress, but it wasn't a lot of progress. There was times it looked like, what the hell are you doing? Why did I quit school? But I kept going because I did believe in myself.
And it is probably at that point that you wonder, is there really a living to be had in music? Wouldn't I be better off working in a toy store, for example?
That's right. That's how the toy store came when they came up. That's why I flirted with going to sell toys.
I can picture you. You'd be good at it.
Yeah, I was good at it. I mean, I'm not stroking my feathers, but I was very good at it.
After this short break, Barry White talks about his incredible appearance at a very popular TV show.
AI is not just for 22-year-old coders. A lot of us older adults are drawing on our life experience to find unique and creative ways to use AI, at home or at work. Got an AI success story you'd like to share? Tap the link below to visit our YouTube channel, AI After 40, and let's keep learning together.
Now back to my 1999 conversation with Barry White.
You have a natural affection for people, and that's what you need to work in in any kind of store, especially a toy store, I would think.
Yeah.
That comes through on every page of this book is the genuine, not just a lot of people say, oh, I love people, I'm a real people person, but you really are. You are a people person.
Yes, I am. That is very true.
And that really comes through not just in what you've written in this book, but in also in all of your music. That I gather is what you have done on purpose.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
That is. Now, you said at another point in the book that you owe a great deal of all this to the unconditional love that you had for your mother.
That's right.
And of course, obviously, she had a great deal of love for you as well.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
Were you her favorite?
No, she didn't show favorites like that. She didn't believe in that. I knew my mother loved my brother, and I knew my mother loved me. She never showed us favorites. When she bought us things, she bought us both at the same time.
Now, you said a few years ago that you'd finally started doing a few commercials with your music.
That's true.
And I love the quote that you had from Sandra Bernhard, the comedian, who said she'd been a lifelong vegetarian until she heard your commercial for McDonald's.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I couldn't help thinking how many young people are going to be introduced to your music, perhaps for the first time, if they are Ally McBeal fans.
That's true. That is very true, and that is truly happening.
I tell you, I love that show, and the first time they started using one of your songs as a motif for this little mousy John Cage, I thought, oh, I thought, this is delicious. This is so good.
Wow.
What was your reaction when they first said, hey, we're going to use your songs in this weird offbeat new show that David Kelly's doing?
Well, they didn't tell me. They just used it. I looked up one day on TV, and there I was, singing away. And then they finally called me and asked me would I do a segment of Ally McBeal's show. And because they've been so beautiful and so supportive of my music, I told them, yeah, it was no problem, which it wasn't. And we went in and did the episode, and it turned out real, real nice.
I got to tell you, that is perhaps my favorite episode of last season.
Thank you.
That was a great episode. It was just, but you are such a presence. So it must have been. I mean, I can't imagine that the audience in that shot, in that scene, was putting this on. I mean, there was genuine awe and admiration for you in that scene.
You wouldn't have believed it. It was really a beautiful feeling they gave me. I'm telling you, they were very nice, very professional. It was a nice come together. It really was.
What do you suppose it takes? What is the magic ingredient these days to be a success in music for as long as you have been?
It's a combination of things. There's not one thing. It's the songs, the music, Barry White's personality. I remember when I was a little boy, the one thing my mother used to drill in our heads was make sure you are able to get along with others. Make sure you're able to respect other people, to show respect and to respect. And I think I've carried that all through my life. That's one of the reasons. My loyalty and dedication to music is something else. I think they can feel in those songs. It's quite a few things. There's no one thing.
When you are writing, do you have a sense of which songs are likely to make it big? And
yes, every writer and producer has that. But that doesn't mean we're right.
And it doesn't mean you can recreate it.
That's right. That's right.
Are there certain songs that you just knew from day one, as soon as you put pen to paper, that they were going to be big?
Oh yeah.
Such as?
Never Gonna Give You Up. I'm Gonna Love You Just a Little More, Baby. Can't Get Enough. First, Last, Everything. Let the Music Play. Ecstasy. All those songs I knew when I was doing them, they were going to be big.
Okay, now we should point out, these are not disco.
No.
These are not rap. Even though you've been called the founder of all these things, you really kind of defy categorization.
That is very true, sir. You're the first person in my career that I've ever heard say that. And I've always felt that and known that, but I don't argue with people. I don't stroke my own ego and all this. I don't do that.
Wasn't there someplace else in your book that you mentioned that you were selling records in places where they couldn't even buy phonographs?
Yeah, that's true. My president of my record company told me that.
That takes extraordinary songwriting talent.
I know.
Well, listen, you've been very, very kind to speak with me. I certainly appreciate it, and good luck on the rest of your tour. And you're off to Europe, I guess, soon.
That's right.
They have great fans. Yeah, and you're always very loyal to England because they've been loyal to you.
That's right.
Well, listen, have a good trip.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for speaking with me.
You too.
Barry White died in 2003. He was 58. Now you can get your copy of Love Unlimited, the book by Barry White, by tapping the link in our show notes, by clicking the link in the description below if you're watching this on YouTube, or by going to our website, heardeverything.com. We may earn an Amazon commission if you make a purchase. HeardEverything.com is where I can also find my 2007 conversation with Gladys Knight.
We came across this song, and it said Midnight Plane to Houston. We said, we like the way the storyline goes. So we came up with Midnight Train to Georgia. That sounds better.
And my 1988 conversation with Otis Williams.
When we are performing, we find that we see a lot of kids that weren't even born when My Girl and a lot of our earlier hits were out. And we said, now, wait a minute. You're too young to know anything about a My Girl. How do you know about this? They would say, my mom or my dad.
And of course, we post new episodes of Now I've Heard Everything every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And you can find us wherever you find podcasts. And thank you so much for listening. Next time on Now I've Heard Everything, a profile of a man who was the face of ABC television news for many years, the anchor of the evening news on ABC, Peter Jennings. My 2007 conversation with his widow, Casey Jennings, and ABC's Lynn Sherr.
There's no doubt that Peter knew he was good at what he did. What people didn't see is how much work he put into it. They didn't see what happened when he went home at night and kept working. They didn't see when he got up early in the morning and read 5 papers.
That's next time on Now I've Heard Everything. I'm Bill Thompson.